Yellowleaf Aquatics is sponsored by literally no one.
Yes, it's true. You have been lied to. Setting up a saltwater tank is not nearly as hard as everyone makes it out to be. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how I set up a saltwater aquarium for one of my best friends who has zero fish keeping experience. So the first thing I need to do is get a game plan together. I need to assemble all of the supplies for this project, and I need to transport them to Albany, New York, where my best friend lives. Once I've completed that, my next step is to set up the aquarium, making sure that I have the proper temperature and salinity needed for fish to survive in. And then finally, the fun part, we get to go to the store and pick out some critters and fish that are going to inhabit this new aquarium for my friend. So without further delay, let's get right into it and let's build this aquarium.
First thing I needed to do was make a hardscape, so I took this dry rock and I made 2 islands with it. From there, I began assembling my supplies. First thing I had in my hand is the hang-on-back filter. This is just a standard Marineland filter that just hangs right on the back of the aquarium. After I got the hang-on-back aquarium situated, next was time to look at the heater. Heaters for fresh and saltwater aquariums typically want to be at 78 degrees Fahrenheit, so I went ahead and stuck that on to the back of the aquarium. At this point, I just have a light, a heater, and filter that will be plugged in.
John, what are you doing?
I'm taking this filter floss and I'm going to cut it to size to fit in this here filter.
Wow.
Because I didn't feel like buying filter cartridges for the filter, so we're gonna make our own. Do you guys have scissors? Do you guys have scissors?
So let's do a quick recap. Up to this point, I've placed the aquarium where it's going to go in the apartment. I've created my hardscape by using dry rock. I attached the hang-on-back filter, the light, and also the heater. And now we're going to move into the fun part, getting this tank wet and putting water and substrate into it.
This should not be scalding hot, but this is...
Just had to get big. Sorry.
This should not be scalding hot water, but that's what came out of the shower, so we're rocking with it.
Why?
We have liquid.
This is Bing. He was my assistant for this aquarium build. Now I'm going to cut open this bag of Carib Sea live sand to add to the aquarium. That's going to be my substrate on the bottom. And then from there I will continue to fill up the tank with water. The benefit of using the live sand is it comes filled with tons of bacteria, beneficial bacteria that's going to help kickstart the cycle in this aquarium build.
So can you please show us what you just dumped in there?
Carib Sea live sand.
Ooh, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Big is like, this is clearly key.
So just a quick recap of what I've done up to this point. I added a thermometer to the aquarium, so that way I could make sure the temperature stays at 78 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm also adding filter floss to the back in order to help keep the water clean. I added salt to the aquarium. I added the amount per the instructions on the package so that I could get a salinity of 1.025, and here I'm adding a circulation pump which will allow us to get water, flow of water in the tank. The last thing I'm going to do before I let this tank sit for the night is I'm going to check the salinity with my refractometer. I look through the eyepiece at some bright light and I get a reading, and this reading was good enough. So we're going to bed and we're going to revisit this in the morning.
The next morning.
The day is here with my friends, and we are going to Eddie's Water Garden store where they have fish, and we're going to hopefully get them some saltwater fish for their aquariums. Let's head on inside. Alex, did you get fish?
I don't even know how many bags of fish I have.
And Mitch is so happy.
So once we get back to the house, I take the bags with the fish, the snails, and the crabs, and I float them in the tank. That way we can equalize their water temperature with that of the tank. Then I added them to a bucket, and I drip acclimated them. And would you look at that happy married couple staring lovingly into their new aquarium. These are our new friends, Lorraine, the Royal Grama, and Phil, the Domino Damsel. So there you have it, just like I said at the beginning of this video. Setting up a saltwater tank really isn't that difficult. I set this up for my friend who has no saltwater keeping experience, and I can tell you weeks later he's still successful with keeping this tank and keeping these fish alive. If you want to stay up to date on what's going on with Lorraine and Phil in the tank, please make sure you smash that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.